Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited about today's video. I know I say that a lot, but I'm telling you guys, I won't film a video really unless I'm excited about it, but I am super excited about today's video because when I was out of town, I saw that this my top 3 favorite products in each category was really trending all over YouTube in the beauty community, and I loved watching those videos. I loved seeing what everyone's favorites were in each category. And I was thinking okay, what would my top 3 favorites in each category be? I knew this was gonna be a hard video. A lot of this stuff was no-brainers for me, but other things, it was oh girl, you have to pick 3 in your collection. Wow. I'm gonna go ahead and do this video in the order that I do my makeup. So we're gonna start off with brows. Let's get the most boring thing out of the way first. Brows is what it is, so we're gonna go ahead and start off with these products. So the first product that is in my top 3 for brows is the ABH Brow Freeze. I love this stuff. At first, I did not like this at all because it just felt like it just made my brows feel, I don't know, it just didn't really work for me. I just thought that I didn't have the kind of brows that you needed for this particular product, but then I found a good way to get this product to work for me, and I ended up really liking it. If you have not tried this before, a good way that I could explain this type of product is that it's basically an edge control for your brows, if that makes sense. I know some people might know what I'm talking about, some people might not, but for me, I think that's the best way I can describe the feeling of this product and what it does for the brow hairs. Next up is a product that I swear I talk about so much. I will always rave about this product, Micro Brow Pencil from Morphe. I talk about this all the time. This is literally the only brow pencil that I use. This was one of those products where I said it was a no-brainer for me. I love this product. Brows is probably the one makeup product I go through the most. I cannot tell you how many brow pencils I have been through in my time of doing makeup and using this product. It has been so many. It's only $6. This is all that I need. It makes my brows look so good. My brows look good today, and all I used was this pencil. Literally, it's very micro. I love it. Especially for the price, it's a really great pencil. Not gonna lie, Morphe think they slick because this used to be $5. Now it's $6, which is not bad still, but I know, they caught on to how good this is. Last product for brows is this product right here. This is the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Pen. TikTok got me on this product. I think it is so good for people who have really, really sparse, thin brow hairs. It is a very micro. When I say micro, I mean literally micro. My camera won't even focus on it because it's so small. It creates these really fine brow hairs. You can go really, sorry, ignore that. That's P. Louise base that won't come off, but it creates these really tiny brow lines. You could go thick, you could go really tiny to create this brow hair effect, and I love it for the front of my brows. Love it, okay? I love it. So let's go ahead and move on to primers. So the first primer in my top 3 is this one right here from Huda Beauty. This is the Water Jelly Primer. I have talked about this product quite a bit on my channel. You guys already know how I feel about this product. I absolutely love this product. The reason why I love this is because there are skincare benefits in this primer. It's super hydrating, and it leaves a little bit of tackiness to the face. So when you put on your base literally sticks to it beautifully. I love this product. I'm super obsessed with it, and I highly recommend it. I have really been loving this for the summertime. The next primer is the primer that I'm wearing today. This is the Laura Mercier primer. Of course, this one had to be in my top 3 because I am so obsessed with this, you guys. This primer literally is like magic in a bottle. I truly feel that way. If you have oily skin, you're gonna really love this product. This product has easily become my best friend, my go-to primer, the primer I reach for every single day, especially when I'm wearing a tinted moisturizer. Today, I'm wearing the new Morphe tinted moisturizer, and I really love it. I love the combo together. It just looks beautiful. My face just looks so airbrushed, and I feel a lot of that really has to do with the primer because the effect that this gives your skin when you first put it on is a really soft, instant blurring effect, and it's just, oh my god, it's just perfection. Last primer is a fairly newer primer, but I have instantly fallen in love with this one. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Mattifying Sunscreen Primer. It is a primer that has SPF in it. I'm always looking for makeup that has SPF in it because it's literally like one less thing I have to worry about putting on my face. I love when my makeup has like skincare benefits in it. I'm always looking for products like this and I love it. It's great. It's great for the summertime, especially. So we're about to move into foundation, you guys. Oh my gosh. You guys probably already know what is in my top 3. I mean, come on. Like, I talk about this product all the time. This is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. This is probably one of the best foundations I have ever tried. Seriously, I mean that. If you guys have been following me for a while, you already know what it is about this foundation. This is the foundation I always reach for whenever I'm doing like a photo shoot. Anything that's like really important and I want to look flawless, I want to look like I have a filter on my face, this is literally the foundation I pull from. Now, I still have the one that has the scent in it. She did reformulate it to have no scent, but I still have these two and I also have a backup of one of these shades with the scent in it. I'm used to it. I'm okay with it. But I'm happy that she did reformulate it because it is a very heavy smell. But the finish just makes your skin look beautiful. I'm in the shades Cocoa 510R and Mocha 500G. I've really been pulling from 500G a lot lately. I haven't really been getting much sun, but 510R is my summer shade. The next foundation is a great foundation for the summertime. It is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh foundation. So I instantly fell in love with this one as well when it first came out. I literally am like out of this one. I have another one that I started on, but this one I'm just like still trying to scrape the sides off of because I am not wasting any product in here. Okay, I'm not wasting nothing. I'm in the shade 190W. This is my summer shade. I have not went out and purchased a winter shade in this because I don't know why. I always said that I need to purchase a lighter shade, but I never did it. I love this. I just felt like the Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer just didn't give me enough coverage for a tinted moisturizer. It just literally blended out to absolutely nothing. Like, I couldn't even see what it did. But I just felt like the coverage of this is what I thought the tinted moisturizer was gonna be. But I love this product. It's Colourpop. Hello, Colourpop has some bangers. Then the last foundation in the top 3 category is the Morphe 2 Hint Tint Skin Tint Foundation. I think this is one of the best products Morphe 2 has ever come out with. One of the best, because I have another product in this video that I absolutely love more than anything. I'm in the shade Hint of Mocha. I love this. I love the finish that it gives me. It gives me a really pretty like skin-like finish and I love it. The only thing that I'm not the biggest fan of is the component that it's in because it has a drop applicator, but other than that, I'm obsessed with this. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with it. Let's go ahead and get into concealers. So concealer is a product that I don't usually talk about a lot on my channel, but I already knew when I was filming this video what top 3 concealers I was gonna have. So the first one is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. You guys, I use the shade Maple in this concealer. It is a little bit light, but once I set it with my setting powder, it just looks good. It just looks perfect, you know? But I love this concealer. This is probably the most full coverage concealer I have ever tried and probably one of the most full coverage concealers on the market. It's like full coverage. It gives you a nice pretty like matte-ish, it like gives you like a pretty matte kind of look. So you know oily skin and matte products are just like heaven together. But I love to pair this concealer with the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. The 2 full coverage products just like mesh well together. They're my perfect combo and whenever I wear the Huda, I always have to use the Too Faced. Now this is a pretty pricey concealer, but personally I do think it is worth the price. The next concealer is pretty inexpensive. This is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Infinite Concealer. This concealer is super crease proof. I'm wearing it today. Every time I wear this, I'm just always like, why is my base so good? It's like my under eyes look so good whenever I use this concealer and it's because it is a crease proof concealer. I know a lot of concealers advertise as like crease proof, transfer proof, or all these different things, but I never really see that like come to light. Like I never really see that actually being true for me. But this is one of those products where everything that it advertises as, best believe they are not kidding. Like look at my under eyes. Like look at my under eyes. They look like baby under eyes. Like They look like baby under eyes, and it's all because of this concealer, and I use the shade C13. So the last concealer is from Morphe 2. This is Peak of Sienna. That's the shade that I use. I love this concealer for everyday lightweight makeup. I didn't realize that my favorites are literally one of each coverage. So with the Too Faced full coverage, the Infinite is like medium, could be full, and this one's really lightweight, light coverage. But I like to use this concealer whenever I wear tinted moisturizers because it's just perfect. It's literally perfect, and of course paired with the Morphe 2 foundation. These two together are literally the best combo, but I love this for those lightweight makeup kind of looks. So we're gonna go ahead and move into setting powder. This category was just a little bit difficult for me because I have a lot of setting powders that I love. If you guys have seen my what's in my everyday makeup drawer, you guys saw a lot of the setting powders that I literally am in love with. I had to sit down and think about, okay, what are the setting powders that whenever I have something really important coming up, a really important event, which ones am I always constantly trying to reach for because I know my makeup is gonna come out flawless. So that being said, the first one is from Huda Beauty. This is the Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. I use the shade Kunyfa. This is probably one of the most full coverage setting powders I have in my collection. I didn't notice this too much until I was like, hold up. Why do I feel like this just gave me extra coverage under my eyes? And it's such a great setting powder. A lot of people who filmed this particular video have had this setting powder in their top 3 for the setting powders. It was a no-brainer for me. I really love this, especially for full coverage makeup looks. This is definitely my go-to setting powder. The next one is like probably my first, I think it really was. This probably was my first high-end setting powder that I ever purchased, and it's the Fenty Beauty setting powder. When I first was like getting into makeup, I didn't really buy a lot of high-end products. I just thought they were super high-end. I didn't really understand like, you know, why a setting powder could be $30. Why use a $30 setting powder when I can just use a like $7, $10 setting powder, you know? I used to use the Morphe setting powder, but then I was like, okay, I want to get my first high-end setting powder. I was like, you know what? Fenty has some that just came out. Let me go and try Fenty's. So I got this, and it just became my favorite product in my makeup collection. I don't know if it was because I was obsessing over the fact that it was my first high-end product that I purchased, like setting powder, but I love this. This is always gonna have a special place in my heart. I use the shade Honey. I just think it has the most beautiful yellow undertone in it, and I just think that it's perfect. It's like chef's kiss for deeper complexions. I just love this setting powder. I have no complaints about it. This is a setting powder that has like a distinct smell. I love the smell of it. It smells good. But I'm just saying, like, just want to let you know, if you guys are interested in trying Fenty's setting powder, it does have a light like vanilla cakey kind of smell, but it's still a really good setting powder that leaves your under eyes airbrushed, flawless, and baby-like. And then the last setting powder is a setting powder I am not gonna spend a lot of time on because this is just a cult favorite. I mean, everyone loves this setting powder. It's the Mercier setting powder in the shade Translucent Honey. I like the setting powder. I'm wearing it today. I just think it just makes my under eyes look really beautiful, and I look really young under the eyes. I mean, I am 22, but like, you know what I mean. It just gives me a nice, beautiful, like, you know, finish to my base, and I always love when I use this setting powder. It's really, really beautiful. Gloss break. Okay, just had to take a little gloss break, and we're back. The next category is a category that I kind of split up myself. I feel like setting powders and pressed powders are just in their own category, in their own lane. So this is the only other product that is like the same, but it's different for me. Loose setting powders I use strictly under the eyes or in areas that I only place my concealer in. But when it comes to setting the whole face, that is a whole nother category for me, which is pressed powders. So the first pressed powder I want to talk about in today's video is this one right here. It's from Rimmel London. This is the shade Pecan. This is such an underrated setting powder. It's only $4. You guys, I see the dent in it. No matter how hard I try to hit pan on this, it just doesn't happen. Like, the dent is there. Like, the dent is seriously there. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera. Super fine. It's really, really, really lightweight. It's like literally just gives you a matte finish. Also, it's really great to touch up like your oils and things like that. This is only $4. You can get it at Walmart or anywhere that Rimmel London is sold. But this is so underrated and I love it. The next setting powder is one that I talked about a lot on my channel recently. This is the KOSAS Cloud Set Setting Powder in the shade Silky. I love this powder to set all over the face. This is another powder that's really finely milled, really soft. It is like an undetectable powder when you put it all over the face. It's also really good under the eyes. I do have another shade that I use that's lighter for under the eyes, but I use it more so for all over the face. Then the last setting powder is this little setting palette from JACLYN Cosmetics. I'm also wearing this under my eyes. I love to use this palette as like a finishing touches kind of palette. I use the deepest palette. You guys, I personally feel like I really want JACLYN to come out with these in singles. I need these in bigger single compacts, especially this shade, because I am always using this shade. Like I truly am. Like that's what I use to get like this bright effect under my eyes. I also really love to use this as like a finishing touches kind of palette, because after I set under my eyes with my loose powder and I put the rest of my base on, I tend to see that like there's no more brightness under my eyes, which is crazy. No matter how light of a powder I initially go in with, I don't see a light, you know, bright under eye. This is that palette for me. This is like a lifesaver for me, and I love the formula. Super pretty. It definitely does make my under eyes look good. With that Laura Mercier setting powder as well, they just pair so well together, and I'm obsessed with this. Definitely gonna be a repurchase for me. That's why it's in this top 3 in the pressed powder category. Let's go ahead and move into bronzers. Okay. I can finally say that I have a lot of bronzers now to pick from. Bronzers in my collection are still probably the one product I have the least of, but I do have a lot more that I did last year, because brands are now starting to come out with more bronzers and they're starting to be a lot more inclusive about the bronzers. But the first one that is in this top 3 category for bronzers is the Juvia's Place Bronzer Duo in the shade Dark. Oh my god. You guys do not know how happy I was when I saw that Juvia's Place was coming out with bronzers. I just felt like that was like the one product they were missing from their Soul line. I love this duo. First of all, you get 2 bronzers. To me, I like to look at it as like they gave us a winter shade and they gave us our summer shade. I love this because it has the perfect amount of red in it. It's super beautiful, very stunning. I love bronzers with red in it because I think it just looks good on my skin tone. I have a really warm skin tone, but I love having bronzers that are literally like give me extra warmth, and that red just really does, you know, work for me. The next bronzer is a cream bronzer. Surprise. The new Say bronzer is one of my favorites. I use this every single day. I love this bronzer. I have the shade Deep Bronze. I have really been obsessed with this bronzer. I'm so happy I bought it. I cannot get over how much product they give you in this for only $28. Like, what? It's such a really nice, soft like formula. Like, look at that. And it blends out really beautifully. I love this product. I think it's such a great cream bronzer, and it's so like foolproof, and I love it. So the last bronzer in the top 3 category for bronzers is a bronzer that you guys know that will always be one of my favorites. I'm wearing it today, and I just cannot get over how beautiful this bronzer makes me feel and look. I feel like this bronzer just truly makes my makeup looks, you know, like they just really bring my whole face and my whole base together. It's the Morphe Glam Bronze bronzer in the shade Supreme. I am so in love with this bronzer. It's literally like my #1 in the top 3 category. Like, I am obsessed with this. You get so much product, and I just love, like, look at how beautiful and bronze my face looks because of this bronzer. I'm super obsessed with it, and I just cannot get over how much I love this bronzer. Like, truly, 1000%, I love this bronzer so much. It has a special place in my heart. It's truly beat up. Look at the logo. Everything just came off of it. It's like peeling. Like, this bronzer has been through so much, but it just holds the biggest place in my heart, and I love it. I know this video is long, so I hope y'all have a snack and something to drink, because girl, like, this video is probably gonna be about like 40 minutes almost. I hope it's not, but it might be. So now we're gonna go ahead and move into blush. So here we go. This probably was like the hardest thing for me. This was super, super hard, okay? Very hard for me. I just want to say I recommend a lot of products, you guys, but just because I have 3 in this category, that's the whole point of the video. But do not think that the other stuff I recommended you guys I don't love and they're not my favorites, but I only had to pick 3. I was very strategic with this, okay? So the first blush is the Pat McGrath blush in the shade Paradise Venus. This is my perfect everyday blush. If ever I run out of this blush, I'm gonna go buy it again because it's just that good. I love it. It's like the perfect everyday blush for me. Super, super beautiful. I love the finish. I love how gorgeous and like how flushed my cheeks look. And I also love the wear on this blush. Like it does definitely wear a very long time, and it's just so good. All right, so the next blush is a palette, and it's from JACLYN Cosmetics. This is the Rouge Romance Blush Palette. You guys, this is like my dream blushes all in one palette. I'm wearing 2 shades today. I'm wearing the shade Tea Room and Tempting. I like to just mix the blushes because hello, like who doesn't want to mix their blushes? But I just mixed those 2 today for the blush that I have on my cheeks, and it's just really, really beautiful. I didn't want to go too orange, but I didn't want to go too pink, so I was like, you know what, let me just do both because I want to wear both. But I just think it just brings this look together, and it looks super, super beautiful. I love the formula on this, and I love how buildable these blushes are. Lastly, for blush, you guys, OMG, this blush right here is the blush binder from the crayon case. This is my favorite product from the crayon case. If you don't know what the crayon case is or who the crayon case is, it's a brand owned by Supa Scent. She is from New Orleans, like me, and she has a brand that's dedicated, well, the whole theming of the brand is school supplies. So if you haven't checked out their brand, check them out. They're Black owned. Definitely go and check out Supa and support. But basically her whole brand is just like makeup in school supplies. I love it. I think it's unique. I think it's different. I think it's just super creative, especially this product. This is super innovative and honestly one of my favorite products in my makeup collection. So basically it is literally a really cute binder. It says property of a blusher. Love that. It's a binder and it has 18 blushes in here, and it's literally like 3 pages of blushes, and this only costs $45.99 for all these blushes and the design of this product. Like I just think it's super cute. You not only just get blushes, but you also get some like contour type of shades in here. I love this. It's like a one-stop shop kind of, you know, product. So I love it. Now we're gonna go ahead and move into highlighters. So I love me a good highlighter. One in particular that I love is from Nabla. This is the Nabla Skin Glazing Highlighter in the shade Lucent Jungle. Can we just talk about the glow on this highlighter? Look at how beautiful this is. I have really like beat this up big time. Like it just gives you like this gorgeous wet finish, and it just looks so flawless, and I just love it. It's super beautiful. Like look at that glow. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh my gosh, Callie is playing with her toy. The next highlighter that I love is from JACLYN Cosmetics. I feel like JACLYN is literally the queen of highlighters. This is a loose highlighter, and I never thought that a loose highlighter would be in my top 3, but it actually is. Last year, I used to hate them, but something about this particular formula from JACLYN Cosmetics is really, really beautiful, and it just blends into the skin. It doesn't like sit on top of the skin. I hate when highlighters do that, and I truly do, but this just blends into the skin beautifully. It literally looks like skin. I love the shade Balm in particular. I think it's a really beautiful gold shade, and it's just super blinding, and it looks, oh, I love it. Look at that. Really beautiful. Lastly, for highlighter, it's a highlighter palette. I'm wearing it today. Look at that really pretty subtle lit from within kind of glow. It's the Danessa Myricks Lightwork 2 highlighter palette. It really matches my eyes, which is super pretty. I love this. I love this palette, you guys. In particular, I love the shade Cappuccino. This is the shade I'm always wearing. Their highlighters, her highlighters are just beautiful. Like, I'm just gonna swatch this for y'all because she has really beautiful highlighters. Okay, like, let's see. Like, her highlighters, bro, are just stunning. Like, I cannot complain about her highlighters. She has 2 palettes, the Lightwork 1 and then the Lightwork 2. Lightwork 2 is for deeper complexions, you know, and then the Lightwork 1 is for like light to medium complexions. So like that's a highlighter palette that's gonna last a long time, and a little bit goes a long way. They are very intense, very blinding, so you do not need to swirl your brush into the pan. It's like, girl, like a little bit seriously goes a long way. Let's go ahead and move into eyeshadow palettes. In my top 3, this was super hard for me because I have a ton of eyeshadow palettes, and I just was like, girl, what is gonna be in your top 3? But I had to think of the palettes that I'm always using every day, I'm always reaching for. So the first one is the palette that I'm wearing today. It's the Colourpop Your Golden palette. Now, I think more so why this is in my top 3 is because 1, it is neutral. I love color. Like, I'm a color girl when it comes to the eyes, but give me a good neutral palette and honey, I will deliver a cute look. I'll fall in love with it and, you know, all that good stuff. This is one of those palettes for me. I love this palette. Like, it is super neutral, but I love it. It has like, it's like neutral with color, like if that makes sense. I just had to take a drink break because, girl, I am like, this video is like super long already. I think it's like going on to 30 minutes. So hopefully I can finish it up in like 10 minutes. Next palette is this one right here. Surprise, surprise. The Norvina Volume 5 palette is one of my favorite palettes in my collection. I'm obsessed with purple. If there's one palette you can pick up from the Norvina collection palette, it would be this one. I really hope she comes out with like a green palette or another color palette of some sort, because this is beautiful. She has a wig with color stories. Like, truly, she creates the most beautiful color stories ever. And then the last palette is a palette that I have really been in love with. The looks that I create, every time I create a look with this palette, I'm just blown away by just like the colors in the palette and just how beautiful and overall the palette is. That's the Glam Light X Michaela palette. Now, this palette is super beautiful. It's a different kind of color story, but I have so much fun every time I pull out this palette and play with it. My favorite shade that I have discovered in this palette is this shade right here called Audrey. Oh my gosh, I have really like went to town on this shade. Like, I have went to town on this shade. It's like a seafoam green blue kind of shade, and I love this shade all over the lid. I think it's absolutely beautiful. This shade right here called Manifest, it's a really pretty like purpley shade. I've also went to town on this one. I just think it's a really pretty purple shade. Like, look at how beautiful this is. And the mattes in here are super creamy, super beautiful. The only like shades I really haven't touched are like the top row. The top row is probably the only like shades I haven't really touched. I do use this one, but as far as the other shades I haven't touched, I think I do want to play with those shades. But this is one of those palettes where it's like, I just have so much fun using it. I love Glam Light Shadow. I love the packaging about this. I love everything about this particular palette. I just think it's super beautiful. That was my top 3 eyeshadow palettes. Very hard for me, very hard for me, but I did it. I made it through. We're gonna go ahead and move into setting sprays. So the first setting spray in my top 3 is a setting spray that is super good. It helps to make my makeup last. It actually does something for me, and I can actually see what it does for my makeup towards the end of the day. And that's the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, but the ultra matte one. I do use the original one when I don't want to go too matte, like I just simple, easy, you know. But this, whenever I wear full coverage makeup looks, I use this, or whenever I just really want a matte look, I use this. I use this one today. I love this. It's like a cult classic. The next setting spray is a setting spray that I never thought I would finish. This is actually my new bottle. This is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh setting spray. I love this setting spray for those lightweight makeup looks. It just helps to refresh my makeup. It just helps everything just come together. All the powders, everything just like melts into my skin whenever I use this. It's great. This is my second bottle. I can't believe that I'm saying that, but I love it that much to repurchase it. So that says a lot. And so the last setting spray in my top 3 is this one right here. This is the Benefit POREFESSIONAL setting spray. Now, I also love this setting spray for lightweight makeup looks, but something I really love about this setting spray is it does help my makeup last. Love the mister on it. It's super like fine. It's like a fine mist, like super fine. It has a really good smelling scent. Not only that, I just feel like the mister reminds me of like those like misters when you're at like amusement parks or theme parks, and you know, like when you're hot, they have like the little mist going. That's exactly how this mister is, but it also helps to like soften the look of your pores. And it took me a while to figure out what exactly that meant, but I feel like this setting spray almost acts like a setting powder because of how it like sets my makeup. Like it sets my makeup like it is, like I just went in with a really finely milled pressed setting powder. It just makes my skin look soft. That's just like the effect that I get from it. It gives me like a powder, non-cakey effect. Let's go ahead and talk about glosses. So this is probably a category that I love, super hard for me. I'm a gloss girl. I love my glosses, okay? You would not see me without a gloss. Like I always have on a gloss. The first gloss that is in my top 3 is this one right here from Fenty. This is Hot Chocolate. I'm wearing this one today. I'm like running out of this gloss. I love this gloss. Look at how beautiful this looks. It was time for a re-up. It's just really beautiful on literally all complexions. I just love how this gloss looks, and it just goes well with every single makeup look that I do, especially the neutral looks. I always pull from this gloss, and I truly, truly love it. I think it's almost time for me to repurchase another one of these, but it's good. It's a good gloss. The next gloss is from Colourpop. This is the So Juicy glosses. Now, this is one of those glosses that are super, super, super high shine. I love the gloss. Like they literally give you a plumping effect, not too like overpowering where it's too much, like it burns. Like it literally is just like a beautiful effect. I have so many. Anytime Colourpop comes out with a new shade of the So Juicy gloss, I have to get it because I just love the glossy look that it gives my lips. And this is like super, super beautiful. Like if you guys want a really nice high shine kind of gloss, this is your girl. And the last gloss I'm super excited to talk about because this was a gloss that I have been loving so much. I have not used it on camera because it got discontinued because it was a limited edition gloss, but I can finally talk about it because KYLIE Cosmetics is actually bringing this into her high shine, why do I keep saying that? Into her high gloss Soul line. It's the shade Damn Gina. It's from the collaboration with Chloe. This is my favorite gloss, like 1000% my absolute favorite gloss from KYLIE Cosmetics. Like I love this gloss. Look at how beautiful it is. It's like a pink gloss, but it's not like pink. It's so hard to explain, but like when you put it on the lips, it is beautiful. It like has pink, purple. It just has a ton of different little like reflex in it, and it's super, super beautiful, and I love it. So I can talk about it on camera because it's coming to her Soul line. Let's talk lipsticks. I have 3 that I love that are in my top 3. This wasn't really hard for me because these are the lipsticks I'm always like pulling from. If I don't wear a gloss, I get one of these. So the first one is from Juvia's Place. This is, I wish I had this in a full size, but they only came out with this shade in a mini. This is the shade Bronze Chestnut. It's like a really beautiful, cool toned brown liquid lipstick. I tend to like liquid lipsticks better because I like how they dry down as opposed to just lipsticks. But this is the shade Bronze Chestnut. This is from their like summer collection. If I'm gonna wear lipstick, it's gonna be a brown lipstick. That's just me. That's just the kind of lipsticks that I like to wear. I think it just suits me the best. Next one is from JACLYN Cosmetics. This is the shade Feisty. I love this. So this is also a brown lipstick, but it is a warm tone brown. So you guys will see the difference between the Juvia's Place one and the JACLYN one. So the JACLYN one is this one right here, and it is a lot warm, and I love both of these. And then the last one is not a liquid lipstick. It is a lipstick. It's from MAC. It's the shade Touch. This is probably gonna be the first lipstick I ever finish. I love the shade. I don't know if MAC still sells this anymore, and it really hurts my heart because I gotta find something that's similar to this. I think it's super beautiful. It just suits me very, very well. It's like the perfect like brownie nude for me. It's super beautiful with a gorgeous brown lip liner. Girl, sign me up, bruh. Sign me up. Like, these are just like my perfect go-to lipstick shades. We are getting down to the nitty gritty. Let's talk lip liners. So for lip liners, the first one is like, come on, you say it. You guys know what it is. Just say what it is. You already know what it is. If you said it, you guessed it. It's the Juvia's Place Cola lip liner. You guys, obsessed with this. It's like, I have gone through like 4 of these already. I love it. I love it. That's all I can say. You guys know that. But this is what it looks like. Really beautiful. The next one is a cult favorite. I don't need to say too much about this. The MAC lip liner in the shade Chestnut. Y'all already know. This is like a really gorgeous, cool toned brown lip liner. Very, very gorgeous right there. And lastly, the shade Bold Brew. What was I about to say? The shade Bold Brew from JACLYN Cosmetics is also one of my favorites. This one is a little bit like, I don't know, they're all brown, but they're all different color browns. Like if you guys could see like on camera, like the top one's JACLYN, this one's MAC, that one's Juvia's Place. I don't know what it is, but I do know that whenever I have a lipstick that I want to wear or any kind of lip product, I just know which lip liner to pull because I know the kind of effect and look it's gonna give me. I know that's crazy to say, but I know my lip liners, okay? I know them. We're gonna quickly talk about one more product or like type of product, and I forgot about it earlier, but we're gonna talk about mascaras really quickly. So the first one in my top 3 is the Essence Princess Lash Mascara. It's only $4.99, $5. If I'm not gonna wear any lashes, this is one of the mascaras I go in with. The next mascara is one of my favorites. It's from Morphe. I love this one. I'm on my second bottle. This one's done. Like, I'm finished this mascara. Like, I finished it. I love this one as well. And then the last one is the Maybelline Sky High Mascara. I like to use this to finish my bottom lashes. It's waterproof and I am so like, I can't believe I bought the waterproof one because it's so hard to come off. But for my bottom lashes, this mascara is that girl. It's a plastic one. I don't really like the flimsy plastic, you know, like applicator for my top, but for the bottom, she's really good. That was everything in my top 3 for each category. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you go and join the fam. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.